Hi, welcome back to Sweets and Beyond. My name is Ida, and today I'm going to be cooking for you a dessert. It's an apple crisp, which is perfect for these summer barbecues that we're having now. This is the perfect dessert to take. Let's get started. We're going to be using today, here I have 5 Granny Smith apples. This is sort of like the size, I don't know, medium size apples. And we needed 6 apples, but I didn't have 6 of these, so this is just a Fuji apple. Granny Smith apples are good because they're tart, so they will hold sugar well, and they stand up to baking, so this is the perfect baking apple. Here I have 3/4 cup of rolled oatmeal, but it's not the quick cooking kind. It has to say old-fashioned oats. 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I have 2 bowls where I have 3/4 cup of sugar each, because at apple crisp we're going to make the topping, so the flour and this sugar is for the topping and this is for the apples inside. 1/2 cup of water. I'm going to simplify my life. I'm going to be using apple pie spice. Here I have 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, a couple of pinches of salt. I don't know if I mentioned 1/2 cup of water, and about 2 sticks of butter. This is salted butter. Let's get started. Okay, so the apples are ready. See, look how nice and thin I cut them. I use one of these. It's like an apple core, and then each wedge I slice thin. See? So now we're going to be using the apple pie spice, maybe about 1/2 teaspoon, not much because this is really strong. Take my rings off, and we're just going to mix them around, making sure everything is nicely coated. So this doesn't have to be exact, so this is the good part about this dessert. To take to a summer barbecue, you'll be the star with this dessert, and it's so easy to make, way easier than an apple pie. Because an apple pie, to be honest, they don't turn out right for me. But this is amazing. So just make sure everything is nicely coated, not that much. This is perfect like that. I have a couple of runaway apples. So now we're going to mix in one of the sugar, 3/4 cup, with the cornstarch. This is what's going to thicken up the crisp. The apple part, we're going to be using a little bit of salt, and I like to layer everything, so maybe not even 1/4 teaspoon here. Make sure this is nice and mixed in, and we'll set this aside. Now we're going to start with the butter dish, but I'll be back. Let me wash my hands. Okay, so now I have this dish. This baking dish is like 8 by 10, so I'm gonna use butter. I would normally use non-stick spray, but the crisp will taste so much better with this is just a tablespoon of butter that I'm going to put on the bottom. And the best part about this apple crisp is that you have the best part of the apple pie without all the crust and everything. So now that it's nice and buttered, I'm going to layer in it smells so good already. Layer in my apples. And if you see a couple that don't have, you can sprinkle a little bit more. It's to your taste. So now that we have this, we're going to take our mixture and we're just going to sprinkle it on top. It doesn't have to be exact, it doesn't have to be perfect. So this is what's going to excuse me, season the apples. They're going to be nice and sweet. Look how pretty that looks. And now the 1/2 cup of water. Now on to the crisp topping. Okay, so I place in the bowl the 3/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. We're going to be putting in the brown sugar, the sugar, and a couple of dashes of the apple pie. Gonna mix this a little. And we're going to cut in the butter is not room temperature. It's nice and cold. This is what we need. So we're just going to break it up in chunks, and we're going to incorporate it into the topping, because we want for it to be nice and crumbly. It'll be nice and crunchy. So I'll be back when this is incorporated. Okay, I had to switch bowls. The little bowl was not cutting it, and I'm using a pastry cutter right now to smush smush it in just like that, because this is what we want to see. If you don't have a pastry cutter, you can use 2 knives and it'll be the same action. You see, just cutting in, because we're cutting in the butter into the oatmeal, and this is the crisp part of it. Now will be a good time to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. I always forget to tell you guys, but preheat your oven to 375 degrees. So this is done. Now on to the, let me arrange them. And now we're just going to drop it just like this. We don't want to smush it down. I use it twice, people. You don't want to push it down too much. So we're just going to crumble it in, making sure you cover everything with this yummy topping. So you will bake this at 375 degrees for a minimum of 30 minutes. At 30 minutes, check and see. You just stick a knife in there, and if you feel it's soft, that means that apples are done and your crisp is done. So you just keep on layering. Let me move this a little so you can see better. Making sure you cover everything. This is gonna be so good. And like I said, perfect for a little party, a get together outside. This is easy to carry, easy to make. I mean, it took me what, 10 minutes to make this? Well, for you it was a few seconds, but there you go. How beautiful this looks. Sure. So remember, bake this 375 degrees for at least 30 minutes. There you go. So we will be back when this is done. Okay, so this actually took 40 minutes to cook, and look at this. I wish it had smell-o-vision. It smells so good. See? This is the crisp part. Looks so beautiful. So, if you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. And after this is going to be a little box that says click to subscribe. Click on that if you haven't subscribed. Now on to serve it. How beautiful it looks. You can hear the nice crunch. And you see the nice sauce that we created with the cornstarch and just the water. Yeah. Tell me. And you can serve it. Let me push this up. This goes beautiful with ice cream, or if you want whipped cream. I like ice cream. Just a little bit of ice cream. See, now look at that. Tell me that doesn't look beautiful. So all I have to do is tell you, Buen Provecho. You know it's hot. Oh, I need ice cream. Try it.